Matthew with Shackles Off TV, and God just laid it on my heart to do a quick talk. God just told me, do you want to improve your life? Stay away from negative people, and that's common sense, but it's not common practice. I have always been a person who is very friendly. It's not difficult for me to make friends. I can literally go anywhere in the world and make some type of connection. It doesn't matter. And I travel a lot. As you know, I have a travel business on shackletravel.com. And I love, traveling to different places of the world that I haven't been, whether it's somewhere in the United States or somewhere abroad. One thing I find that I have in common with a lot of people that travel, not everybody, is that we find joy in learning. We find joy in relaxation, and we know how to be at peace with who we are. And it doesn't matter the color, uh, the socioeconomic status, you can find joy. And so I think the greatest thing I want to say is just stay away from negative people. And negative people come in all colors, shapes, sizes, nationalities, ethnicities. They just come from everywhere. And one of the reasons why I renamed this channel Shackles Off TV is but not just because it's about taking the shackles off. And when we talk about shackles, it's not physical shackles, because I've never been physically shackled. I've never been in prison, and Lord, hope I never will. But I think we all are in some type of prison, whether that's a prison for our thoughts, a prison for the type of job we have, the people that we hang around, maybe we're prison to our habits. And so it's when we say shackles off, your mind, body, spirit, and your money. But the biggest thing that I feel, the biggest hindrance that I feel most people experience is that their friend circle. And if you, hey, thank you for joining. If you are in a friend circle that is negative, I mean, literally, they spend time talking about people. You could go around people and they don't have anything else to talk about, but others. Um, and not just others like that maybe they work with or people in their family, but also stuff that's going on in the world. They all they see is negative, 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 negative. Every time you turn around, it's something negative. Even turning on TV, I try not to watch anything on television or anything that's like that's going to pull my energy, in a negative way. I like to watch things to be aware of things so I know how to move. But I feel like in every situation, there's a light in the end of the tunnel. It doesn't matter who's in charge, who's the president, who's the governor, who's the this, who's that. I'm always going to be good, because if you have a brain and you use your brain and you educate yourself, and I'm not talking about education doesn't stop at college or how many degrees you have and all that. Education is learning every day how to be better. So if you really want to help yourself, the secret is to stop hanging around negative people. And I know it's hard. If you are a person who works with other people, especially if you are a person like that works in a service field, whether it's customer service, education, being a police officer, a doctor, a nurse, anything where you're around a lot of people, even retail, when you're around a lot of people waitressing, a lot, you're going to pick up different spirits. You're going to pick up different people's energy. So you really have to do a lot to protect your energy. And part of that is in your personal life, when you're not at work, you have to find a way to unplug and get away from the negativity. Because yes, when you are working with a lot of people, let's say anywhere from you're coming into contact with more than 50 people a day, 50 different people a day. Now, some of these people may be consistent, like a teacher. We're going to see the same people over and over again, anywhere from 50 to 200, depending on what your schedule's like. Some teachers only have 25 or 20, but you still got these same personalities that you're going to deal with. And 50% of those people are going to be negative. That's the truth. Now, you're going to have to deal with them in that time span, but 9 times out of 10, it's not going to be for 12 hours a day. There will be exceptions to the rule if you have to, work after school, do sports, whatever, but it's not going to be nine times out of 10. So you, as a professional, you know how to, you should have enough self-esteem and self-discipline in order to uh know how to control your emotions, right? But that's wisdom. That's what you call a soft skill. But being able to, have some type of wisdom and know in your personal life, you have to detach from people. You have to take that time and get around people who want to fill your cup and not take away from your cup, because it is so easy when you, even as a nurse, when you're taking care of people, especially nurses. And I know our doctors do it, but the nurses are impacted more. And I just know from sitting with my husband in the hospital 5 years ago for 2.5 months that patients can be mean. They can be mean. So I empathize with people who deal with other people. As a teacher, and I've been teaching for over 17 years, I get it. I teach teenagers, okay? 40 hours a week. I'm with teenagers 40 plus sometimes. And it is difficult because not everybody's going to be, we're dealing with people with hormones. You got people from all walks of life that are going to inadvertently or advertently try to pull you down. But your control is to pull away when you can and protect your energy. So when you go home, if you're dealing with people that's, you know, off kilter, let's say that can take your energy away, that's pulling a lot of negative energy, spend your time in your car, spend your time at home, spend your time with the people that you love that's not going to pull your energy. You shouldn't have friends that they call every time they call you is, oh my God, I'm broke, I'm this, my need, it's just pulling you down. You cannot be in this world and be of this world. This world, there is a balance of negative and positive, because you would not appreciate the positive if you didn't have a negative. But if you want to enhance your life, make your life better, it doesn't matter who's in charge. You are in charge of you. You are the master of your fate. You are the captain of your soul, and you have to start acting like it. As long as you're around people who you eat, trying to eat, and then they bring up something negative and they try to pull you with it, you got to say, hey, baby, that's not my fight, and I'm not going to engage in that. That's not my fight, and I'm not going to engage in that. Stop it right there. Stop it right there. If you don't like something that somebody posts on social media, then you don't have to watch it. Just like you could tune in to me, and I'm going live right now. You don't have, if you don't like what I'm saying, you can turn it off. It's okay. But what I'm saying to you is, if somebody you perceive to be negative, you don't have to sit next to them. Now, yes, mind you, if you're on a plane and it's 3 seats on the plane and one person you don't know, but the other person you may not have control over that person. I literally was coming back from Cabo and I had an excellent trip. But I was upgraded to Comfort because I had regular seats, and I was upgraded to Comfort Plus. One of the guys sitting next to me, I felt he had very negative energy. He was pushing I'm sitting in the middle. I was upgraded, but I'm sitting in the middle. My husband's over here by the window, and he's pushing my arm and all these things. And I felt my energy being depleted to the point where I wanted to snap. And I said, hey, I'm not going to be that angry black woman sitting up in the air. You know what I'm saying? I told him, I say, hey, you don't have to push my arm if you want to, because I'm in the middle. So I got to have somewhere to put my arm, and I'm not the smallest person that you can see. So I need to have some space. You got the end seat. I was like, well, just let me know. So I would speak up. Don't act, pushing my arm. That's not going to help. Speak up and talk. I can hear you, unless you don't like black people. I did say that. It was no, it's not that. I said, well, I don't want to touch you. I'll pull away. I'd rather pull away from you than get closer to you where you're bumping me. Okay? So me protecting my energy and not letting somebody, because he could have took me there and I could have snapped. And everybody has a snapping point, but I chose to see outside of myself and say, hey, I'm not going to be that angry black woman. I'm not going to let this 3-4 hour ride of this person who act like, he don't want to sit next to me. And I get it, because he doesn't have to want to sit next to me, and I can't control him. But at the same time, he's not going to control me. So even if it means that you may be next to somebody negative and you don't have time to be, sometimes there's no way around it. You're just in a space of negativity, but you figure out a way to control your emotions. And when you can, get away from negative people. That's the secret. And that's what everything. Protect your energy. I'm one of those people. I'm a social butterfly. I'm a very empathetic person. I can feel people's emotions. But let me tell you something. I know when it's time to just sit still in the house. People won't believe that who know me because they know I'm always jet set and I'm going somewhere. I'm always, doing something. But I know how to sit still when it's time to rest. If that requires you to pack up and get away from people, then do it. Okay. There's several ways that you can do that, and I'll be happy to give you more advice on how to do it. Even if it means you going for a walk for a whole hour so you can calm down, and exercise is the best medicine if you ask me. And I'm not the most fit person, but let me tell you something about my mental energy. That's my time in the mornings. I don't It's not as busy. It's crowded, but it's not as crowded as it is in the afternoon, where I can get some peace of mind so I get help me for the rest of the day, and whatever it gives me stamina to protect myself against that negative energy. Because again, as a teacher, I don't have no choice. It's going to be negative energy. People are going to go past me. They're going to say something crazy. I'm going to have to correct it. They're going to be in my class. I'm going to have to correct it. But when you see me sitting in this car, I'm sitting in my car talking to you, even though my house is big enough for it's just three of us there. It's big enough where I can go in my own room. My husband in his own room. My son we got enough rooms that we fine. Even if but I have to protect my energy. He knows how to protect his, and my son knows how to do that as well. So my thing is to you is, don't let people drag you down. 2025, there's a lot of turmoil. That's facts. But we've overcome a pandemic. If you're over 40, you overcome 9/11. Especially if you're closer to 50, you've overcome the Berlin Wall being, that you've overcome a lot of stuff. And if you're a baby boomer, baby, you booming, because every baby boomer I know, that's my mama, my aunts, and my uncle, they all booming, honey. They living their best life. Even people in the silent generation, my great aunt, who's almost 104 years old, she living her best life. You know why? Because they stay away from negative people. So that's my take. Hopefully I poured into you today. God told me just to come on and have that conversation. I haven't been on here. I think I did a short when I was in Cabo, but I haven't come over here and to impart any wisdom or showed any exercise video. So I said, hey, God just said, go on Shackles Off TV and tell that story. But anyway, you have a wonderful day. And remember, take the shackles off your mind, body, and spirit. And I'm going to help myself do the same. Have a great day. Bye-bye.